How's it going, everybody? JoJo here from Rifles, Rods, and Broads, and we just wrapped up another episode with a California legend, Phil Friedman.
Man, I don't know about that legend crap, but this was a great show. You're going to love it. These guys asked some very pointed questions, and I was so happy to be here. I know you're going to love this show. I'm honored to be on Rifles, Rods, and Broads, and it comes out April the 15th, tax day. You can't forget that.
Aloha from Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Hi, Miss Paulina. This is Lance. Thank you so much for the autograph. I'm very appreciative of it. I hope we get to go fishing sometime soon.
Thank you guys so much for everything. The over-under was what, $2,900?
Yeah.
With their $50 of a balance, we made $3,005.
Oh, man, that's so awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome, you guys. That is so cool.
Thank you to everybody who donated. I know this started with Michael Ortega, was the very beginning of it.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I'm just like blown away by this. Yeah, it was way more than I thought was going to happen. I was hoping for 1,000, just crossing my fingers. And total Freeman Adventure family. It was just crazy. So thank you so much for my entire family. And thank you guys for having us. And thank you for donation as well.
All right. Can you do us one more favor?
Yeah, let's eat.
Get your brother well.
We'll do.
That's
We'll
what
do.
we want.
Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Good Tuesday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California at dawn, right before sunrise. It is absolutely beautiful. Shrouded up there in the clouds is that full moon. One more night of a grunion run here on Southern California beaches. That should be great. And we had some tremendous fishing yesterday. Polaris Supreme with great kelp paddy, yellowtail fishing. 1 day range of Point Loma in San Diego. You know what that means? The overnight boys can get on that now. That's great news. We also saw some tremendous white sea bass fishing, again, spread from here in the LA Orange County area all the way up to the Channel Islands. There's been some really good hits on sea bass. We are looking down the barrel of a big white sea bass and halibut year. The surf is starting to come alive. Great rock fishing everywhere. And a big night last night on Tackle Shop Confessions. We were able to help our brother, Chris Navarro, and his little brother, who had a stroke recently. We raised considerable funds for him last night, all due to your kindness and generosity. The Friedman Adventures family making a real difference in this world of ours. Man, I am so blessed to have you all with us here this morning. I'll shut my trap and get ready because the morning briefing is coming at you next. A beautiful morning here in SoCal, more specifically, Surfside, California. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, God, is that good? And is it great to be with you all? What an extraordinary night it was on Tackle Shop Confessions last night, helping our brother Chris Navarro out. It was a beautiful thing. And also on the lead-in, you saw Lance rushing. Lance is a great kid. He won the jackpot with a nice ling caught on our Island Spirit trip recently. And Paulina had made some catches that very same time down in Ensenada. And so the two of them met up at Day at the Docks, and Paulina put her autograph, her John Hancock, down for, of course, Lance. And Lance sent out that video to thank Paulina. Good stuff. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you're able to do that. Share these videos everywhere. Subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel. And don't forget to tick that darn little bell because you'll be notified when there is new content available to you all. You can also follow us over there on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. These birds are interested in something. Are the grunion going to come back up on the beach here one more night? Man, I'll tell you, the grunion have been invading Southern California beaches. It's a no-take season right now, but man, when those things get up here on the beaches, the predators are not far behind, and the halibut fishing is picking up just about everywhere. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk Mexico. We'll start right there, and we'll start down there in Cabo San Lucas, seeing a few more striped marlin, yellowfin tuna offshore, yellowtail fishing. I've been pointing out for several months now, it's been extraordinarily good up and down the Baja coast. We still see that going on, more roosters and sierras in the shallows. Boy, what great yellowtail fishing we've had in La Paz this year. Baja Pirates on it again. They've been doing great. Tail Hunter International also all over the yellows. There's a lot of sierras being taken for those guys also, so that has been fabulous fishing, no doubt about that. And also we see it in Mulaje. Loreto has been really, really great. We've seen great fishing for sea dog sport fishing in beautiful Loreto, Baja California. Tim Marquez, the tax man. The tax man is great. He's going to be headed down there very, very soon. And of course, Tim will be filing some reports into us. I'm looking forward to that. We also have seen good yellowtail fishing down there in San Quintin at times. That's only 140 miles down below the border. Excellent, wide open rock fishing, lings and vermilions and so much more. It's been great down there. You don't see that yellowtail bite manifest itself every single day, and sometimes we'll go 3 or 4 days without a bite, but with pretty good regularity. We see some good yellowtail fishing on the surface iron on the yellows 140 miles south, and in Ensenada we've been seeing some yellows from time to time there also. See yellowtail, some bigger bonita, a little bit more calico and seabass, you know, kind of springtime vibe to Ensenada, only 70 miles down below the border. Really good stuff. But most days it's going to be rockfish, and it's been prolific. It has been fantastic rock fishing here recently. You know, we've had that south swell here recently, so I got to put my tootsies in the water, don't I? And let you know how chilly it is. Hey, that feels pretty nice, man. We're getting up there. Probably around 60 degrees here this morning in the surf. There's going to be some corvina running around in that short water right there. If you ask me, there's going to be some corvina, and it is a perfect surf fishing morning, as you can all see. Can we see something down there? I doubt it. Anyway, really beautiful ocean, perfect for surf fishing this morning. All right, so Baja's looking pretty darn good. That gets us up here into the good old USA. And in the good old USA, we are seeing some pretty darn good signal offshore right now within 1 day range of San Diego, the Polaris Supreme with 205 yellowtail. Now, they're smaller fish, like 4 to 10 pounds for the most part, but darn, we'll take it. The start of spring, good kelp paddy yellowtail fishing suggests that those yellows we told you were going to move up the Baja coast and push into Southern California would indeed do just that. And we are starting to see that right now. And I am loving it. And hopefully some bigger fish will start to flood in. Those fish moving up are going to flood into our islands. At least that is the hope. Hopefully we'll see that happen very soon. Catalina, San Clemente, Santa Barbara, the Channel Islands. We're seeing that flow, that south swell, push those yellows up this way. And that is super great news to see. Now, the Polaris Supreme also saw quite a bit of bluefin tuna, but trying to get them up to bite has been just a monumental task here recently. It could be, you can't see it, but it could be that moon phase. It really could. We saw it last year on the full moon. Those bluefin got lockjaw every single time we came to the full moon phase. Could be bad moon phase. Hopefully we'll come out of it here and we'll see what happens. The Independence is on a 5-day trip. If they do anything at all, we will let you know. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. And then, of course, on Monday, I'm jumping on the Independence for a 5-day that I can't wait for. We'll have a good moon phase. We've got yellows up and down the Baja coast. We've got some extraordinarily good conditions headed our way. I've got my fingers crossed that that's going to be a great trip. We'll be watching Brian on the Independence. If he does anything at all, we will definitely let you know. Keeping our eyes on that very, very closely. So, kelp, paddy, yellowtail, that's a big thing right now. Hopefully more is going to flood in. And so is the white sea bass bite that we've got going on right now. We've got fish here in the LA Orange County area, Catalina Island. We've got fish up in the Channel Islands. It is really a good sea bass fishing. So good to see Catalina Island with WSBs again. That is such great news. We're watching that for you very, very closely. By the way, I forgot to mention the full day boat San Diego yesterday. So they leave in the early morning hours and then come back that very same day. They had limits of big bonito, and they also had 7 yellowtail. They're out snooping around again. That fish is really, really close. White sea bass, back to that again. We've seen some extraordinary catches. James and Lorenzo Marcial provided a couple more photos from their great white sea bass trip. They left out of Huntington Harbor the other day and had extraordinary fishing. The Endeavor had great fishing up there out of Ventura, sport fishing on big tanker white sea bass. And a dear friend of mine, Matt Slurp, he was on the Mirage yesterday. He said the crew on the Mirage couldn't get any better. Matt's a great fisherman, a dear friend of mine, and he won the jackpot on the Mirage with a 35-pound WSB. He said those sea bass were in the 12 to 35-pound range. He said best way to take them was dropper loop fishing, and you can fish a fresh dead squid or a live squid. Didn't make any difference. They bite both of those, but he said excellent fishing. 21 anglers on board the Mirage, 21 white sea bass for limits, and they also went and fooled around with vermilion rockfish and the lings and so much more. Had an extraordinary trip on board the Mirage. Way to go, Matt. Thank you for providing us with such great photos and so much more. So there's a lot of fish around right now, and hopefully that is going to continue to head in the right direction. The El Patron runs out of Long Beach sport fishing, and she is not going to be ready quite yet. They're putting brand new engines in the boat, for God's sake, so a little bit delayed. We have a trip on Friday. If you're on that trip, I think I've reached almost everybody. If you're on that trip and I haven't, reach out to me. Send me a text, 657-227-6459. We are postponing the trip because of the delay putting the new engines in. I will get you all squared away. 657-227-6459. And check out the El Patron at www.longbeachsportfishing.org. I can't wait for them to start running because, man, with all this sea bass around, it could really get incredible. So we'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. Everywhere in Southern California, we continue to see great rock fishing. It's been a spectacular opener here in April for the rockfish, and it just continues to go on and on and on. I mean, we've seen fantastic lingcod fishing over a wide variety of different spots, from below the border to all the way up to the Channel Islands, up there at a Santa Barbara Sea Landing. We've seen it at Cisco's in Oxnard, Ventura, down there on the Pacific Voyager with our dear friend Max. He's been doing a great job on the lings down the Baja coast. It's been spectacular. The rock fishing's been good. Even on the half-day boats, Monte Carlo's been having great fishing. They'll catch not only limits of reds on many of their trips, but they add sculpin to it. And every once in a while they'll catch, some good chili peppers. It's just been really, really good. Guys fishing San Clemente Island have been doing really well. We know that because our dear friend Sam De La Torre from Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California, where we, of course, do our live tackle shop confession show every Monday night. And last night, as I said, was an extraordinary night. But Sam was recently out on a charter that he put together with Island Fishing Tackle on the El Dorado out of Long Beach sport fishing. They went to San Clemente Island and they had some really great fishing. A mix of fish with sheephead and whitefish and deeper water species like vermilion rockfish. really great fishing. Sam got to spend some special moments with his son Diego, who continues to excel academically and do such a great job in school. Way to go, Diego. And your sister Luna, just doing such great work at school. That's the most important thing, but also getting out and catching a fish with Dad is pretty darn important also. Pretty darn extraordinary, so that is good to see. All the way up there in Morro Bay, our friend KJ was on board the Fiesta, and he was fishing his Mag 12 swim baits, as were most of the people on board, and they had great fishing on a variety of different bottom fish. The Fiesta up there out of Morro Bay with KJ, our buddy, having some really great fishing. Nothing wrong with that. Way to go, KJ. So happy to see you making that happen. Once again, I want to thank everybody who helped Chris Navarro last night. I want to thank everybody who stopped and said hello to yours truly at Day at the Docks in San Diego. That was so much fun. I loved every minute of it. Thank you so much again. Right down the street here, you know what it is. Whoa, that water feels good, I'm telling you. 60 degrees, maybe a little warmer. There's got to be Corvina flying around here. I'll get into that in a moment. Big fish bait and tackle down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all the bait you'll need for a successful outing here in the surf. Really great stuff going on, so you can pick up your bait, your tackle, and everything else you'll need to catch fish. There's a little bit more fish going on too. Not only are we catching bar perch, but there are more Corvina showing up. There's some really good yellowfin croaker fishing going on down there around Bolsa Chica with that Corvina, and still mostly the bar perch, but it's going to change here with this warmer water in this neck of the woods. Here in Surfside, we're picking off a few fish. It has not been wide open up there in Long Beach area. More halibut on chrome crocodile and Lucky Craft type lures. They've been working really, really well. And then as you get up to El Porto, El Segundo, Hermosa, Manhattan, more sand crabs in the surf right now. So you can dig those sand crabs up, catch an occasional Corvina or yellowfin croaker. And there's been a few halibut up that way also. Good bar perch fishing up there around Ventura and surrounding area. The surf is alive, and it's going to get more lively as we go along. By the way, we are doing some surf fishing guided trips. My dear friend Anthony and I combined together to give you a great surf fishing adventure. If you'd like details on that, or you'd like to set up a trip, you can call Anthony. There's his phone number right there. Give him a call or send him a text, probably best of all, and he'll return it. And then we'll get you all set up with some great surf fishing here in Southern California. It gets really good here in Surfside. As I said, it's been a little bit slower here recently, but this warmer water is feeling good on my tootsies, and I'm thinking that's going to turn on here very, very soon. Don't forget Ventura Sport Fishing, the Island Spirit. They do such a great job. Daniel Hadaway is the best, and he's doing some halibut specials right now. Of course, they're fishing the rockfish. They have some great trips for you on Sundays. Kids fish free. It's going to be some really great fishing trips in your future if you jump on the Island Spirit. www.venturasportfishing.com, or give them a call at 805-676-3474. All right, my friends, it's a beautiful morning. I wonder if my coffee's even lukewarm anymore. It's really not that cold down here. Kind of lukewarmish. Not bad. We'll take it. Don't forget to hit that like button. We'll have more special updates as we go along. Of course, I'm looking so forward to jumping on the Independence, because we'll be keeping you up to date in real time on the Indy, sending you back video and photos and so much more. That's why you want to be on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. You want to be there so you can stay in touch with all the very latest, and also, of course, our YouTube channel. Take care. Have a great one, my friends. Thank you again for helping Chris Navarro last night. Beautiful Friedman Adventures family doing great works in our communities and making the world a better place. Love you all very, very much. Really feel blessed, and I hope to see you really, really soon.